The two most significant events in a person's life are their birth and discovering their purpose. My works are like water. The works of great masters are like wine, yet everyone drinks water. Among all creatures, humans are the only ones that be cruel and cause suffering for pleasure. Man was created at the end of a week's work when God was tired. Be cautious when reading health books, as misprints can lead to death. The noblest work of God was done by man who discovered it. Never argue with stupid people, as they will drag you down to their level and then beat you with experience. Telling the truth does not require remembering anything. The truth should be served like a coat and not thrown in the face like a wet towel. Circumstances make man, not man's. The average human being is a perverse creature, and when they aren't, they are a practical joker. Let us live so that when we die, even the undertaker will be sorry. Everyone is a moon with a dark side that they never show. Clothes make the man, while naked people have little or no influence in society. Over-refined people are the most vulgar. A starving dog will not bite you if you make him prosperous. Some argue that there is no difference between man and the jackass. It's a shame Noah didn't miss the boat. Avoid people who try to undermine your ambitions. In saying, great individuals inspire others to strive for success. They will go to tremendous lengths to be liked and envied. Wrinkles should only show where they have smiled. Adam and Eve had several benefits, the main one being that they avoided teething. Some civilized women lose their charm without dress, while others lose all of it. A woman's true beauty is often discovered after a long acquaintance. There is only one good sex, the female one. It is difficult to convince the average man that he is inferior to the average woman. An ideal society requires complete equality for men and women. Women are a source of respect, admiration, and love. We often give children gifts, but the most valuable gift is our personal association, which means so much to them. Having a baby is both a blessing and a burden. After all these years, I realized that I was mistaken about Eve in the beginning. It is better to live outside the garden with her than inside it without her. No one really understands the meaning of perfect love until they have been married for a quarter of a century. Doing things correctly will make you stand out. Morality is essential for a man. Having low morals is preferable than having none. Being virtuous might lead to loneliness. It's better to break a promise than not make one at all. As an elderly person, I have experienced several challenges, but the most of them were unfounded. Courage is the ability to resist fear, not the absence of fear. Kindness is a language that the deaf can hear and the blind can see. With ignorance and confidence, success is guaranteed. The man who does not read has no advantage over the man who cannot read. Forgiveness is the fragrance that the violet sheds on the heel that crushed it. A banker loans you an umbrella when it's sunny, but demands it back when it rains. Fear of death stems from fear of life. A completely alive person is ready to die at any moment. To really appreciate pleasure, you need someone to share it with. Anger, like acid, may hurt the vessel it is held in more than the object it is spilled on. Virtue is not as respected as money, and setting a good example may be difficult to tolerate. Nothing so needs reforming as other people's habits. A man may have no bad habits and have worse. We can secure other people's approval if we do it right and try hard, but our own is worth the 100 of it, and no way has been found out of securing. That always obey your parents when they are present. This is the best policy in the long run, because if you don't, they will make you. The human race has only one really effective weapon, and that is laughter. When I was a boy of 14, my father was so ignorant I could hardly stand to have the old man around. But when I got to be 21, I was astonished at how much the old man had learned in 7 years. A sin takes on new and real terrors when there seems a chance that it is going to be found out. The more things are forbidden, the more popular they become in order to make a man or a boy covet a thing. It is only necessary to make the thing difficult to attain. Only two things we'll regret on deathbed: that we are a little loved and little traveled always acknowledge fault. Frankly, this will throw those in authority off guard and give you an opportunity to make a choice. Conscience takes up more room than all the rest of a person's insides. Cowardice is the most reliable way to avoid temptation. To be courageous, reject fear, conquer it, eat a live frog first thing in the morning, and never quarrel with a fool, even if others cannot tell the difference. There is a scarcity of morally brave men. Believing oneself to be brave is a sign of bravery. It is better to deserve honors than to have them and not deserve them. We are offended when people do not respect us, but no one truly respects themselves. Human pride is not worth it. We may learn to bear difficulty by trying. People would do everything to be liked or envied. Our most valuable property is the worldwide brotherhood of man. My memory is fading, and I can only recall things that never happened. It's sad to go to pieces like this, but we all have to do it. Noise doesn't prove anything, and a hen who has laid an egg often cackles as if she has laid an asteroid. According to various sources, loyalty to petrified opinions has never freed a person's soul, and ridicule can destroy even the best character. Humor can be a source of sorrow, and modesty can be taken too far. Honesty is the best of all lost arts, and each race defines its own indecencies. Nature knows no indecencies. When upset, count to 4 and curse. In difficult situations, we often swear before speaking. Urgent circumstances under dire situations. Profanity can provide relief that prayer cannot. Grief can be dealt with on its own, but joy requires someone to share it with. Loyalty to one's country and government is important. Dress casually if necessary, but maintain a tidy soul. Prosperity is the best protector of principles. Many people have believed in the immortality of the soul, as well as the flat earth theory. A young pessimist is a wise child who approves of their father. A pessimist before 48 knows too much, while an optimist after 48 knows too little. A guy may be an ass without being an optimist, but an optimist cannot be an ass. They are no longer making it as pessimists. An optimist who does not have a fresh concept is a crank until it succeeds. Placing a bright colored flower in a man's buttonhole may diminish his age by a few years. We develop habits until we reach 40. Then they solidify, petrify, and become business-related. It's important to merely experience knowledge and leave it at that. We owe a debt of gratitude to Adam, the first great benefactor of our race, who brought death into the world. Lack of money is the root of all evil. When in doubt, tell the truth. People who have had to live often complain about how difficult it is to die. Truth is the most valuable thing we have, so let us economize it. Quitting smoking is simple, and I've done it several times. However, no true gentleman would reveal the facts in front of a lady. Honesty is the best policy, especially when money is involved. Some people lie while telling the truth, but I always speak the truth. Lying comes from experience, and committing a crime teaches you actual principles. I can never utter a falsehood that anybody would question, nor a truth that anyone would believe. Believe an honest man in politics shines more than he would elsewhere when your friends begin to flatter you on how young you look. It's a sure sign you're getting old. A lie can travel halfway around the world. While the truth is, putting its shoes on one of the striking differences between a cat and a lie is that a cat has only 9 lives. A truth is not hard to kill. A lie told, well, is immortal. Do something every day that you don't want to do. This is the golden rule for acquiring the habit of doing your duty without pain. There are 69 different forms of lying, but only one of them has been squarely forbidden. Thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor. I can't stand George Eliot and Hawthorne and those people I see what. They are at 100 years before they get to it, and they just tire me to death. The only way to keep your health is to eat what you don't want. drink what you don't like and do what you'd rather not. I have made it a rule never to smoke more than one cigar at a time. It is the little conveniences that make the real comfort of life. 24 years ago, I was unusually gorgeous. The traces of it are still apparent through the rifts of time. To be occupied is man's sole delight. The use of an uncommon talent is the supremest joy in life. Do not put off until tomorrow what may be done now. Some people can be heroic, but it's important to refrain from sharing their joy with others. Humor can be overwhelming, and there is no such thing as a new joke. It's natural to exaggerate the accomplishments of the deceased, and a new idea can be a crank until it succeeds. Thunder is spectacular, but it's lightning that does the job. I like telling wonderful stories, which is why I sometimes have to tell them myself. Receiving unexpected money is a treat, but expecting more may be unpleasant.